The story that I'm going to tell is called Magical Mice, and it's a story from Japan. It comes from the collection called Silly and Sillier, which is a book of read-aloud tales from around the world. These tales were told by Judy Sierra and illustrated by Valerie Gorbachev. So if you like this story and you want to hear more, go ahead and check this book out from your local library. Mukashi, Mukashi, a story, a story. There was once a kind old woman and a kind old man who lived on a farm. Every morning, the kind old woman would make these beautiful round cakes called dango. And every day, the man would put some dango into his little box and take them out to the field to work. One day, when the man sat down and opened the box, one of the dango fell on the ground and koro, koro, koro rolled away and disappeared. Well, the kind old man got down and he looked through the grass to see where the dango had gone, but he couldn't find it. Then he heard some tiny voices singing, and the sound was coming from this hole. So he bent down and looked into the hole, and the hole opened up so big that he could stick his head inside. Well, what do you think he saw in that hole? He saw the magical underground kingdom of the mice. Everywhere there were mice cooking, mice weaving, mice painting, mice making music, and there were mice dancing around the dango in a circle and singing, "All the cats have gone away, now the mice can sing and play." The kind old man said to the mice, "May your beautiful kingdom never be disturbed by cats." And the biggest mouse down in the hole thanked the man for his blessing and gave him a magical hammer. He told the man that every time you strike the hammer on the ground, good fortune would appear. So the kind old man thanked the mouse, and he ran home to his wife and showed her the hammer. And indeed, what the mouse had said was true. Every time they struck it on the ground, pika, 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 gold coins would appear. Well, it didn't take long until their neighbor heard about their magic gift. And their neighbor was not a very kind man. In fact, he was a rather mean old man and a rather greedy old man. And one day he came over and he said, "What's this I hear about a magical hammer?" So the kind old man told him what had happened. And the next morning, the mean old man brought his own dango out into the field and dropped one on the ground, and koro, 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 it rolled away and disappeared. Well, this mean old man, he got down on the ground and he looked until he found the hole in the ground. He bent down to look into the hole, and it opened up big enough so that he could stick his head in. And what do you suppose he saw? The magical kingdom of the mice. Everywhere there were mice cooking, mice weaving, mice painting, and mice making music. And there were also mice circling around and dancing around his dango and singing, "All the cats have gone away, now the mice can sing and play." This man was so mean. You know what he did? He bent his head into that hole and said, "Meow!" and scared all the mice away. And that hole closed up again, but this time his head was still under the ground. And no matter what he did, no matter how much he pounded and kicked and pushed, he couldn't get his head out from the underground. Well, all the people from the neighborhood, they came and they laughed at this mean man, but eventually they helped him and they dug him out so that he can get his head out of that hole. And he ran away. He didn't even say thank you, but he never did get his magic hammer either. As for the kind old man and the kind old woman, well, they lived the rest of their life in peace and prosperity.